spokesperson for the Mahama campaign, Beatrice Annan, to help us appreciate why they think that the tracker is a vote-catching tool. Hello, Beatrice. Good evening. Welcome to Point Blank.
Good evening, Salom, and good evening to your cherished viewers.
Usually, I mean, a tracker, for example, is supposed to ensure transparency, give citizens or empower citizens, let them know what their government is using their monies for. But your team or your party does seem to say that this is a vote-catching gimmick. Why do you people think so?
Salom, we say that it's a vote-catching gimmick, or it's just calculated to mislead people because there are too many lies contained in that tracker. In fact, we started exposing the lies some hours after the tracker was launched. And this morning, government itself has come out to admit that true to our accountability, 67 lies have been deleted because many citizens have detected it. And so I do not know why this government has set a very low standard for public governance systems as we speak, because one would expect that in accounting to the people for the period that you've been in power, the least you can do in an era when you are having to have the highest inflation rate, in an era where unemployment is highest in 40 years, in an era where pensioners do not have access to their invested funds, the government would at least be candid and will show some level of honesty. But, they just buggle lies and everything, and then they put it in a tracker in the hope that many rural folks would not read. They will set the agenda and people will believe it. So let me take you through some of the things. And these things, you cannot say that it's an error. The errors are deliberate, calculated to mislead the people. First of all, in the job sector, this government told us in the 2024 budget that 900,000 private sector jobs have been created and 1.4 million public sector jobs have been created. Then when Dr. Baumia was speaking at the UPSA, where he purported to put out his 60-point agenda, he then increased the figure from the 900,000 for private sector to 970,000, and then reduces the figure for public sector employment from 1.4 to 1.2. Then just 2 days ago, when they launched the tracker, they are now telling us that contrary to the 970,000 or the 900,000 misleading figures provided, now they have only provided 267,939 private sector jobs. So let me ask you, if you are a government that you are so concerned about recording the highest unemployment rate in 40 years, the least you can do is to be candid. And you can tell that the inconsistency shows that they are not serious with creating jobs. They just churn out the figures depending on the occasion. And Ghanaians can simply not believe what is on the tracker. The government says that, you know what? The road from Atebubu to Kwame Damso, where I went with President Mahama just this past November, it's 100% complete. That road was abandoned from 8th of January 2017. And no contractor has been on site. And now the government has gone to delete those ones. The government says that, you know what, in Boem, we are constructing road from Bakwa to Jolly. The MP has just confirmed that nothing of that nature has been done. And the amusing thing is that, they are now appropriating to themselves projects by members of parliament. So, for instance, let me give you one. In Honorable Isaac Adongo's constituency. His police station, which he constructed for his own people, this government put it on the tracker as one of the achievements until we raised the concern, and that has been deleted. And we are still verifying the fact. But as we speak, I can tell you more than 67 lies have been detected. And so you can imagine, but for the work of the NDC, this government would have been throwing that into the eyes of the people of Ghana that they have done something. The 12 district hospitals that they claim to have built, that is also falsehood. You know, we, the NDC, we believe that government is in continuum. And one government can do something for another government to come and continue, because ultimately it is the taxpayers' money that are being used to fund these projects. But you have a case where in the delivery tracker, the 12 district hospitals which the NDC government secured funding for, which the NDC government started, which were at various stages of completion, this government in the tracker is actually saying that they started these projects from 2017 and they have been completed as of 2022, which is not the case. And so, Salom, one cannot but know that this is just an election-winning gimmick. This is just something calculated to cover up the shame of this government that when it comes to the area of infrastructure and developing the lives and livelihoods of the people, they have done zilch. And you know the funny thing, I have named this tracker as a toilet tracker because, well, are you there?
I'm here. I'm listening to you. Yes.
I have named this tracker as a toilet tracker. You know
because
why?
you're doing well in the sanitation sector?
That is not it. Because projects with the NDC government considered as projects for district assembly, and that central government should not even be seen to be taking credit for these little projects. Today, these toilets, I beg your pardon, are the greatest achievement of a central government, which has, in the past 7 years, cumulatively had in excess of 920 billion cedis.
Very well. So, but it's government's achievement. Good. It's government achievement. I mean, whether local government or central government, it's the taxes from the people used for those. So, if the people need toilet facilities, why not? That's what we give them.
So I am happy we are having this discussion, that the people of Ghana in the 2024 election would have a choice to choose between a government that initiates both district levels projects because the people need it, and central government monumental projects. And so this should tell you that for the past 7 years, the tracker is indicating the NPP government is not a government that anybody who loves Ghana should vote for or even consider voting, especially because they are suffering from credibility crisis.
Very well. Let me speak to your colleague, Richard Ahiagba. He is Director of Communication.